Sticking on managers, Roberto Zerbi has been appointed at Spurs, and I'll be completely honest, I think that could crash and burn. I think that makes more sense after Thomas Frank is sacked, because he's got a little bit more time to come in and implement it. And look, De Zerbi's seemingly a good manager. I've obviously liked watching his Brighton team. I've seen what he did at Marseille. It was good to watch. Anytime they were on the telly, it was always like, let's tune into it a little bit. But he's got that little bit Mourinho kind of stuff to him as well. I'll have it pop up here on the side, but he's not stayed at clubs for too long. He kind of bumps heads, and of course, you know, that's ego, and you kind of want that in a manager a little bit, and he feels as if this is what he wants to do. But ultimately, if you're arguing with players or directors or, you know, owners, you as a manager are always going to go. And then I just think that I can understand maybe kind of coming in, crack the whip. You know, I think he can be quite a blunt manager, not take any shit, tell you how it is. And that might work for some, but we all know in any walk of life, not just football, some people need their arm around them and some people need shouted at. And I think that these Spurs players, at the end of the day, if Spurs go down, a lot of them, Van de Ven, James Maddison, Kulusevski, well, he's been out for a long time, but all these players that are in there, I think know that they'll get snapped up probably by a Champions League club, and it'll probably be on the cheap, and like Spurs will have to sell them. Like, they're not going to stay there in the Championship. So I think they'll be thinking, whatever, mate, 7 games to go, I'm out here anyway. Probably already have made a couple of contacts with some other clubs, so they'll just be interesting. My gut feeling is it crashes and burns, but if it doesn't, and he can come in and he can get them rolling, the Zerbi style of football is good to watch. We do enjoy it. I just don't know if it's right, if it's too late. And if Spurs go down, he's not going to stay there either. And I just think they're spiraling. They're absolutely spiraling. If they stay up, great. I'd love to see De Zerbi in the Premier League. I'd love to see what he can try and do at Tottenham, who've got that stadium, maybe have a little bit of cash with the new owners where they like to spend, see what he can do. He works well with Brighton and bringing players through and then selling them, but ultimately, do you get a bit fed up with that? And does he maybe think he's kind of one of like the top guys? I think they're saying he's like the 3rd highest paid manager in the league now, but not his fault. You know, he held the cards there when Spurs have come in for him, probably come in for him twice before, Igor Tudor as well. So let me know in the comments what you think about that. Spurs fans and football fans, is that one going to work out?